Wipe my nose. My last swig of pep. All right. Now I gotta get this one off there. Oh man. Gotta get my pry bar. This one feels a little harder, a little tighter. I think every time I go to turn it like that, I'm pushing it back on. So what I think I got to do with this one, because this one's more snug than the other one, is in the backing plate, there's a little bit of an open slot where you can stick a spoon in there. You remember that little adjuster that's got the star on it? You make a tool that you can reach back in there and rotate that. But it's not real easy. So I was hoping this would just come off like the other side did. So I'm not sure I'm going to get this off. Well, I have to get my tool. Let me see if I can see this here. Yeah. So come on over this way, son, and I'm gonna have to loosen this up. So I'll need some light back here. That adjuster has a little Alright, I think I did it. I'll see.
So what is
I'll
it
show
you
you
did?
what I did when I get the drum off. But basically, to adjust that star wheel and collapse those shoes, there's an adjuster on the outside, this side, that you got to push away from it so it can actually turn. I'll show you that once I get the drum off. We'll see. You're going to have to edit this, and there's hopefully way more here than what we want to show, but oh God, this thing's on there.
So it'll work.
Yeah. Slide that back under there, son. I got a lot more adjusting to have to do on this. kind of one of those things, I guess. No, it's not. It's not really. Ow, mother.
Oh.
Ooh. Caught that right in there.
Is it bleeding?
Nope.
Just really bad pinch.
Yeah. I have to try some more here to see if I can get any more turns on it. Put that back out here so it's not in my eyes. That's just one of those things, I guess, you know, that you gotta f with and f with. So I go like this, and then I need to
Hold it.
yeah, kinda. Is it possible to hold that while I do this side? Can you hold that like that? Can you hold it in the bottom here? Oh, sorry, son.
Now I knew to get out of there.
Okay, peeps. Got this one off, peeps. So,
Yeah, but your catchphrase is friends.
okay, friends. Got this one off. And again, this side looks real good. It's got good brakes on it. It's got like newer brakes. So, springs all look good. Just make sure I don't have any leaks on this master wheel cylinder here in the wheel cylinder. No, and that's all nice and dry. I'm gonna suspect this has been replaced before, actually, as has all the springs.
You can turn off that little light. I'll just
Okay.
pump up this big
But
one.
yeah, it looks good. Looks good. Now, so as I was looking at this drum, the other thing I'm looking for is to make sure that this surface is nice and smooth. There's actually a little bit of a lip, and that's what was kind of keeping this from coming off. Right here, right at the very end. And so...
Bring it up to show them.
Oh, okay. If I can show you guys. So right here at the end, there's a little bit of a lip, and that's what was kind of making those shoes stick. Pretty good. But I have a friend who turns drums, so I think I'm going to take this one over and just have what's called a finish cut done on it, where they'll just run it across ever so lightly and just clean that up. And that'll take that little bit of a lip off there. And that way it'll go back together easier. Plus it'll ensure that that's true, because this has a little bit, just a little bit of grooving. It just doesn't feel smooth as the other side.
How about you turn it so that it's side, you know, like that a little bit.
Oh,
too,
okay, yeah. So
There
if
you
you
go.
can see here, what I'm talking about is this surface right here. You want this to be smooth, and it is fairly smooth until I get to this edge, and then also in here there's just a little bit of slight imperfection. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have them come in here and just do a surface cut on this and clean it up. And that way it'll go back together easy, and it'll also ensure that it's nice and true. So I am going to get this drum turned. And we'll show you how we'll go. You can go with us when we go and get that done. So I got to get new brake lines. I'm going to get this drum turned, but the rest of my stuff is all good. Brakes look good. Just going to clean this side up, these shoes, when I put it back together. And then the other last thing to check on these rear brakes is the parking brake mechanism. And this, I'd already tried the parking brake when I first got the car, and it worked, and so it felt good. And so I can see each one of these cables are free. So these rear cables are good. Well, last thing I want to note to y'all with regards to the back end of this brake system is that when we were taking that drive shaft out to replace that pinion seal, I actually saw a problem with what's called the intermediate brake cable. So these brake cables in the back, these are fine, working good, they look good. But the last thing I'm going to show you on this episode that we'll call rear brake inspection is a flaw in the intermediate brake cable that I found when I was under the car earlier, cutting the exhaust out and working on that pinion seal. So we'll go just under the car right here, and I'll show you the problem that I've identified. And we'll plan to get a new intermediate brake cable, and we'll replace that as well. And we'll show you how to do that. But let me show you the problem I found, and then we can close out this segment. Under the car, and here's the brake cable coming off the back rear brake we were just working on. And you can see it comes to a little T here, a cross T. And the problem that I have is this cable right here. You can see where it makes contact. It goes inside the frame. You can see that it's actually frayed, and there's parts of it that are cracked and broken. And in fact, there's a couple little pieces of the wire laying right here. See that? Some more of it in there as well. Okay. So this is the intermediate brake cable. What it does is it runs up there, and then it comes back down to the other side as well. And we'll have to figure out, we're gonna have to run that inside that frame. But I don't like that. That's not good. That's structurally not sound. So I'm gonna order a new brake cable and replace that. We'll show you how to do that. But other than that, we're looking pretty good on the back end of here. The last thing I'm going to do is, you can see, as I mentioned, there's some light surface rust, which is common for a car this old, and that's no problem. This is just on the surface. But the last thing we'll do on the back of the car is we're gonna rust killer it all and kind of stop that surface rust, and then we'll paint and rust proof the whole back end and have it all ready for reassembly. Basically putting the shocks back on, putting the gas tank back in, and we'll have the whole back of the car completely restored. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed our rear brake inspection. That's it for now. We'll take you on the adventure of getting the drum turned. We'll get this brake cable ordered. I'm going to have to figure out I'm thinking I'm going to have to attach the new one to this one, and as I pull this one out, I'm also going to pull the new one in. It's probably how I'm supposed to do that, but I'll got the Chilton's manual, so I'll research it, just make sure that's the way to do it. But it's going to be great to get this car all restored and fixed up and roadworthy. She deserves it. I just love this old car. She's a beauty. Alex is doing it up. We're replacing that bad piece of metal. Ain't gonna have it.